We have a folder in there which contains all your template files. And there are some very main and very important files in your template, and the ones that are used to make templates will know that they are there. And the first one is the index.php file. And that's the most important one, because that's the file that manages the content. I mean, even the HTML tag is in there. The HTML produced by your Joomla. So that's like the most important file. And the other one is the template details.xml file, because that's the one that allows you to install your template and to configure your template and set up some positions for your modules, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to go into the module stuff a bit later. Then you have the CSS files, the images, and everything that goes into the template itself. So what gets styled when you create a template? Basically everything. And what's everything? I've divided into these three things. The first one is the components. And a component in Joomla is basically the main part of Joomla. For example, when you're seeing some article in Joomla, the main part of the article, the title, the text, that's the component of Joomla. If you're seeing some, maybe some slider or some, no, not a slider, some gallery, for example, you download a gallery, you install it, then you get the components of that gallery, and the main part, that's the main section of the Joomla. That's what gets styled from the component. Then we got the models. And the modules are everything that goes around the main component, right? So we got a lot of positions in our Joomla that are going to be like very tiny parts usually, or well, they can be big, of course. That depends on what you're doing. For example, some Facebook like box or some slider, etc. Everything that goes around your component. And then the plugins, which I'm not going to go into much detail here, but the plugins basically modify your components or your modules. Okay, so I'm going to go into some hands-on. Okay, not that. And we're going to start from zero here, just to let you know that we're going to go through all the process here. And I'm going to style Joomla, which is Joomla 2.5. It can be done in Joomla 3 or Joomla 2.5. I mean, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to install the Joomla. And I want to show you how does the module things go. The modules, and that's something very important and something that if you work with Joomla, are very used to. They go into some specific parts of the template. So those are called positions actually, and you can style your positions since the Joomla from your template. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to install some sample data content here, so we get something to style. And we get our site like this. It's a default site. You can see here in the site some of the things I was talking about. The first one is the component. You can see that in the main part, we got the main content, so all of this is the component, and we got some modules around, like this one, this menu, this main banner over here, the older post, the blog roll, all those are the modules. And there's there is some configuration you can alter in your site for knowing what are the exact positions of your module. If you go to extensions into Template Manager, there is an option here that allows you to preview the module positions. So you can enable this, save, and then just add to your site this TP equals 1. And then you will get some preview of your positions. For example, we can see that there's a position 0 here, that there's some position 7 here, some more position 7 modules here, some position 12. And you can see also that the main content doesn't get a position because that's the main content of your site. So in that way, you can see everything that goes into your Joomla template. So basically, this main template has all these positions, and that's what they do in the default Joomla. Okay, basically that's how we know what positions do we have. Okay, but now we want to talk about the easy way of creating the Joomla template, and I'm going to use a template framework, and that's something maybe some of you have used, maybe some of you don't. Basically, a template framework is some framework that manages the overall template. I mean, so it has some default styling for your site and for your template, and you can build from some basic style. If you create a template from 0, you get to do everything. I mean, you have to style the titles and style even the print button, everything. But if you use a template, you start from something built and you start customizing the things that you don't want to look by default from what it has, the template framework. And it usually has some basic model positions, and it also got some advanced customization and some other goodies. And that's why I've been using template frameworks since about a year or 2 years ago. There's also another concept, and it's a front-end framework. And a front-end framework is something that provides some basic CSS styling, some base CSS files, images, and basically we just need to match the HTML produced by Joomla. In some plain English, Bootstrap actually is a front-end framework. Maybe some of you are used to Bootstrap, some of you have heard of Bootstrap. And basically, Bootstrap, one of the good things that it has, I'm going to go to the Bootstrap website, is that it has some very basic styling, and you can start from there to have it in your template. So that's another concept I'm going to use here, because we don't have to create all this. It already has. And the other thing is that it also it's a responsive front-end framework. I mean, you can see it in your mobile, and all the content will get styled for mobile. So that depends on when you're seeing it. So that's a very great feature from Bootstrap. If you haven't used Joomla 3, I totally recommend it to you, because it has Bootstrap already. Okay, and how about using them both? I mean, Bootstrap and a template framework. And I'm going to use, for this case, Joomla Shack's Wright framework, which is the framework that I usually use. And the main idea of why I use this is because it has some basic CSS style provided by Bootstrap, and it already has the base files for the template included into the framework. So I'm going to go to Wright's web framework demo site, which is write.joomlashack.com/demo, and you can see here that it got some very like basic styling for a template. I mean, for example, you can see here that that all the Bootstrap basic styling has gone into Joomla. I mean, we got all the typography and all the tables, styles, etc., into a Joomla template. So I'm going to start with this framework instead of creating something from 0. So I'm going to download Wright. And you will see, okay, I already got one copy here. You will see that Wright is basically a template. I mean, it's a template itself. It's got its own index.php file, it's got its template details file, and it's got basically a lot of basic styling into a template, into all the files that go here. So we are going to do a basic customizing of Wright and uploading into our site, and creating our template from there. Actually, I'm going to use a site, a reference site for this one, and it's exactly this, which I produced for a customer this year. It's in Spanish, but yes, this one is using Wright, but it's using the old version of Wright, the one that doesn't have Bootstrap. So I'm going to move it to the new version of Wright. That's the main challenge here. So you'll see that it's a very basic site, but it has a menu over here. It has his logo. It has the slider, the news, some sidebar here, and some footer. And if you get to see some content, this is the way that it styles the content. So we're producing this site into Wright. This is Pau's design, actually. Okay, so I'm going to start from the very, very basic. So I'm going to use this same Wright folder, and I'm going to customize some of the files, because I don't want it to be installed as Wright itself. So I'm going to create a new template from it. So I'm going to open the template details file. The template details file is the one that manages even the most tiny part of your template. I mean, it even has the name of the template. So I'm going to rename the template first. So here goes the name of the template. I'm going to name it JCC. And this is the version 1.0.0 of my template. And it gets to some language files also. I'm going to rename those language files. JCC. I'm not going to provide Spanish support right now, so I'm just going to drop the Spanish files. You can leave it there. That's okay. And I'm going to change the reference folder here, because it will get installed in the folder JCC, just as the name of my template. So it's going to take the parameters from this folder. Okay, I'm going to save this. I'm going to compress the installer again. I'm just going to leave it as it is, just with the new name. And I'm going to install it into my Joomla. Mm-hmm.
Why do you use this method, and why don't you use discover?
Why don't I use?
Why don't you use the discover function?
Yeah, because I'm used to that. Actually, yeah. The discover method is a very good one. Yeah, actually, I'm used to install the template. Yeah, but it's okay. You can do it anyways. Yeah, if you're not used to that, the discover method is that you can upload the whole template to the templates folder, and then you go to discover here in the extension manager, and it will discover the extension install, and you can install it from there. I'm more used to uploading the zip file, but it's the same. Huh. Okay. I didn't rename my languages files. It's no longer Wright. It's JCC. And this one also, jcc.sys. And no Spanish support for this one right now. Okay, I have to save it again. And upload. Yeah, the other reason I didn't use Discover in this one is because I'm connected to an external server. So it's very, very faster like this. It's much faster like this, sorry.
Yeah, I use a local web environment, so.
Oh yeah, that's why. Yeah, if you get a local install and champ, something like that, it's easier just to. Yeah. Okay. So I got my template installed, and I can go to the templates, and here I got my new template. So I'm going to put it as the default template, and right now it's going to look just as right, of course, because I haven't done anything with it just so far. But I got my template, and you can see that it's a responsive template. So it's got a basic styling for mobiles also. That's good. And we're going to start customizing it. The first thing is that we want that logo gone. We want our logo here. So I'm going to connect to my template, to my server folder. And you can see that in templates, I got my JWC folder, which is the new folder of the template. And I got an images folder here. So I'll upload my logo. I got it right here. Well, I don't, it seems. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Here's the logo of the website. So I'm going to just upload it to the images folder. And you will see that Wright recognizes that logo.png file. So just uploading that is going to take my new logo over there. Wright has some very good features here. If you go to the configuration, you will see that the template is being taken. I mean, there's a sorry, the logo is being taken as the template logo. I mean, it takes the images logo PNG file, but you can also select another file from your images folder here. So you can use whatever you want, and you can also customize the width of your logo. Right now, it's using 4 of the 12 grid positions for the logo. You can make it a bit maybe smaller or bigger, just depending on the size of your logo. So that depends, and you can customize it from there. Okay, and the next part is that we're going to customize all the colors and all the basic styling for the template. And I told you that I use Bootstrap and I use this front-end framework because it's already there. I mean, it has already everything in there. And one of the main reasons I use it is because you can customize Bootstrap. If you go to Bootstrap's site, actually, I'm going to go just to the main site of Bootstrap. You have a customize here, and you can customize your colors because you don't want your site to look as Bootstrap exactly. So you can customize basically everything from here. And Wright provides a way of uploading this customized file and take all the styles from there. So I've created a customized set here. Well, I already had it here. Basically, if you're customizing Wright, what I suggest is that you leave all the checkbox here because you want to customize everything except for the responsive behavior because that's already included into Wright. So you have to include the responsive things here. All the jQuery plugins, I'm including them, and the variables. For example, the body background, in this case, is white. The text color, which is black for our site. You can see it here. Has a black color of the text. The link colors, I took this blue color for the links, and also the color hover, which is a yellow. And why can I write yellow with a pound sign? Because we can customize the yellow color just here. And this is not correct. Okay, this is the right one. So I can just use this yellow here and put it here, because some of the one of the main reasons of or one of the main features, sorry, of Bootstrap is that it has a less compiler. So it can take variables like yellow, and it will take the yellow color from here and customize the CSS from there. So I defined all the basic colors: the blue color, the green color of the template, the red color, which it uses slightly different from the Bootstrap red color. Let me see what else. Nothing else here. The font family, which is very important. It uses Arial. The serif font family, which uses Ruda. This is actually the font over here. That's a Google font. I just left basically all the defaults. Okay, and the other important thing is that I customized the navbar. Yeah. Yeah, because you can customize even the background color, the text color, yeah, the color hover, etc. You can customize all this from Bootstrap to get this exact toolbar that we have here. So I'm going to download what I already customized. So I get a zip file, which is here. And in the zip file, it comes with a lot of things. Basically, I'm just going to use the CSS folder, which has two files, the Bootstrap CSS and the Bootstrap min CSS. Actually, I just need to use one of them. I'll use the min file because it's minified. I mean, this one only weighs 105 kilobytes. No, the other one is not really as much yeah, much greater than the other one. And I'm going to customize this one, this file. So I'm going to add style bash jwc dot bootstrap min css. That's actually that's how Wright takes the file name. So I'm going to upload this file into our CSS folder here in our template file, in our template folder. And I'm going to rename this theme1 file here. You're going to see that this theme1, this style theme1 CSS file is empty because it's ready for you to customize. So I'm just going to rename it and name it as my template, style JWC. And you will see that we get two style JWC for Wright to recognize this Bootstrap file. So I'm going to go to the templates configuration. I'm going to reload it. And we get the style here that we have created, JWC. And I'm saving it. OK. So now something has to change. Actually, it did. You can see now that the links, the hovers are already what I wanted to have. And it has some very basic customization so far. OK, for example, I'm going to put the menu over there. Oh, and something important. The positions of Wright. You will see that we have a toolbar position over here. And we have a menu position over here, which already has that cyan style. That we got some cybers that we can put for sending some logos, etc. So what I want to do is basically use this toolbar, but in a cyan color, right? So I'm going to put my menu over there. I'm going to go to the models, and I'm going to use the main menu and set it to the toolbar position. And I'm going to left all the submenu items available, so I get the drop-down styling. I think it doesn't have one, but we're going to add some childs over there. OK, we have the toolbar. And you can see that even it uses this fixed style. We can leave it or not. That's up to us. But we got a black color. Why is that? OK, let's go to our template file. And something very important, right? I hadn't explained this, and it's very important. You get to see that Wright has an index.php file, but it's taken by Wright. You can't use actually this index.php file, but you have to customize the template PHP file, which is the file that Wright actually customizes. So you'll get to see all your template here. It's got some very basic customization already done. And in here, I got the toolbar. And it says that it's a wnav container. That wnav tag is a navigation bar. So we can add some navigation bars whenever we want. And it has an inverse styling. So I'm going to get rid of this never inverse styling. So we got the light, I mean, or the right color we had set in our Bootstrap customization. That's one of the features of Bootstrap. Actually, you can use the inverse color of or the straight color, just whatever you want to.
And couldn't you set them in the CSS, in the customize and download on the Bootstrap? Couldn't you set the colors there rather than in
You can, but you can't for the inverse. Right now, you only can set the colors for the like for the straight navbar, which are the ones that I set up, that I set here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the inverse colors are always black. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but there we got our fixed navbar there. If we don't want the fixed style, which is already working, we can just take it down from here, from the navigation. It's got the navbar fixed top style, so we can just take it out, and it's not going to be fixed anymore. Mm-hmm. Yes?
So when using some of these template frameworks, they frequently come out with updates.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you're changing, the core file. What happens when there's an update to the Wright framework?
Actually,
That you just made.
Actually, you just keep up with the files. Something very important with Wright, at least, is that you have a Wright folder in here. So every time the framework gets updated, what gets updated is this Wright folder. You don't have to mess with that folder, actually. So you'll get all the updates here. And for example, if Wright gets added a new tag or something like that, you just have to update that Wright folder, and you will get that tag already in your template capabilities. Yeah. So basically, Wright is right here. Everything into the Wright folder, you don't mess with it, and you just mess with everything outside that folder. Actually, you can do whatever you want with that. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, if you use a tag that Wright provides, and you update the Wright folder, would it go and update your customized file, or would you have to go and?
Actually, no. I mean the thing is that you custom or you put your tag, and Wright won't mess with your tag at all, because your tag goes into a template PHP file. So Wright is not going to change any of these tags that you're using here, but only the Wright folder itself. So for example, if Wright gets added some new tag in the future, you can just use that tag in the template PHP file.
So it means you have to go into this, into this file and then replace those.
Yeah, or just use a new tag. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for example, you can see that there are some basic tags. I mean, if you used Joomla tags, it got the what are those, the JDoc module and all that stuff. Wright has something similar. It has the WNav for navigations. It has the W logo for the logo, actually, and it also has the W module, which you can use for the module. And something very very good about Wright is that it has some positions that are dynamic, and those are called the flexi the flexi items. So for example, let me see. Oh, actually, I'm going to do this in the demo. For example, right here we got some position. Let me see. We got some position right here that are some right flex grid for, positions. Those are dynamic, so they will take the width that it needs depending on how many modules are there. So if I get some module, some custom HTML model here. Okay, I'll wrap it up. I'll add it to my grid top position. With some content, of course. We'll get that model over here using all the space available. Actually, you should have some more content. But the thing is that I can save a copy of this one and have a second module in the same position, and Wright is going to distribute the content or the modules in the space available. Yeah, I need to publish it. That's important. Thanks. And if you add a third one, and publish it, it's going to use that position, and you can fit up to 5 up to 6 modules like that. That in your template PHP file is it's a W module tag with the Chrome Wright Flex Grid. Every module that gets that will auto distribute itself. So that's how that Chrome actually works. And for the customization itself, returning to the thing that we're doing, I'm going to add some sidebar over here. That's important. That actually our main site or our site here has a sidebar. So I'm going to add a sidebar, and you'll see that Wright already provides you with sidebars, and those are the sidebar 1 and the sidebar 2 positions. So what happens if I just add a new module, custom HTML or whatever, in a sidebar? I'm going to add it in the sidebar 2 position, which is the right position. Just add it like that, and it's going to create the sidebar. How does that work? In your template configuration, you can define the size of your sidebars here. So in the 12 grid positions, the sidebar 1 gets 3, the main gets 6, and the sidebar 3 gets another 3 blocks. So if one of them is not present, the main content will take its size, and I can move them. For example, I could move the sidebar 2 here and leave the main at the right side, so I can do whatever I want with those. And that's how they work. And I can start doing some other configuration from here. For example, maybe I got the sidebar, but I want to add the yellow background. So I can just use the sidebar 2 here, the style, and add it into our style JWC CSS file. Remember that this file was empty, so I can just add it here. Background color, and it was, I'll use the yellow color I had here in my configuration.
You can't just put at yellow?
No, you can't. You can just put yellow, because that works in Bootstrap. And I'm also adding some padding, because that's important. And you get something like this. So you can start building your template from there. You can customize everything you want there, the footer, etc. I'm not going to go through all this because I don't have enough time. And one last thing. That's some nice feature it has. For example, you can see here that it has a home here. What if I want to use it here? Well, we always have the option of adding an image into a menu. I mean, you can just add an image to your home item, but Wright also provides you with some very basic icons here, which actually are provided by Bootstrap. So we have all these icons, and actually there's an icon home that we can use. So we can add it to our link CSS style as icon home, and I'm going to put also hide text. Hide text class to hide the text actually. And that's it.
I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
In your menu before, in the template, you had sticky footer, I know that keeps the footer on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't rotate.
Mm-hmm.
How can you get the text? Because if you have a module, it pushes all the text like the disclaimer, the Joomla disclaimer. How can you get it so it's like completely centered on the page?
You mean how do you get the text?
I know how to get rid of that, but if I have a disclaimer at the bottom of the page,
Uh-huh.
Joomla disclaimer,
Mm-hmm.
if I have a module on the one side, it pushes everything over and it's the bottom.
Let me check that out. Let's add that module actually. For example, if I add the footer with the Joomla disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add it to the footer position.
Okay, but I actually used a custom one that would put it into the whole Joomla day disclaimer that you have to add at the bottom of the page.
Wait, your copyright and all the stuff. You mean? Let's create some custom HTML there instead of this one. For example, if I add a disclaimer in the footer position, this is a disclaimer. Well, 2 or 3 lines. Actually, I don't want the title to be there, but it's okay. For example, if you want to center this, I'm not sure. I think it won't work with the center style here, but I'll try. Anyways, and I'll unpublish the title actually. No, it actually doesn't.
Okay, now make it responsive and then swing it over to and roll it down, and it's still sounding.
Yeah. Yeah, no, actually, no. It depends. It depends on how you made the CSS. Actually, Wright comes with that function.
Okay.
So it depends on how you made the footer, because yeah, actually in the first version of Wright we had that exact problem, and I think we added. Well, actually, I didn't do that, but we added some basic configuration for it to not happen. It's all in these classes actually, in the wrapper footer and the footer class. Yeah, so it depends. And as we got the sticky footer thing, that was like a bit tricky actually.
Okay.
Okay, some more questions so far?
Actually, a question about template details. You know how all the module positions can be defined in template details. Does that, I guess, 2 questions. Number 1, does that really matter then with using this Wright framework because you're using these other calls to bring in module positions? And second, I know that if you don't define module positions in your template details and you just write it in as like a load position and you put that as the position of the module, it works anyway. Is there a best practice around that?
Yeah, actually it's best if you define those, and that doesn't matter if you use Wright or any framework. It's best if you define those, and in Joomla 2.5 it's very easy to just add a new position, as you say. I mean, it's if you don't add the position, the only thing is that you won't be able to select it from here. But in Joomla 3.0, you will see that you won't be able to select the position at all. So it's very important that you define the position of Joomla 3.0. It lets you define a custom position, but it's a bit trickier. Maybe for the way that Joomla 3.0 is acting right now, but it's a bit trickier than this. So it's best if you define the positions. For all of you that are not aware of that, in the template details file, which manages the configuration of the template, you get to define all the positions available here. So you're right. It doesn't matter if you don't define the position. It will work anyways, because it depends on the template configuration or in the index or the template PHP file in this case. But it's best. It's a best practice to define it here. And for Joomla 3.0, it's almost like a must.
I have a question about the question mark TP equals 1. If you do it like that, it's very difficult to read the tags on the front end. Why is it? And is there a method to get it better?
Actually, well, that depends, because if you're doing that, it's because you're going to design something. I mean, that's the only reason. So actually, what I do, that's what I do, is that I use a lot Firebug. So so what I do is just read from Firebug and try to see what's in there. So that depends. I mean, you can You can create some CSS style for that, but I wouldn't.
Is it just a mistake or something?
No, I don't think so. I think that's the way it's intended to work, because the TP equals 1 is just intended for knowing what your positions are. So no, it's just that.
I'm gonna cut you.
Okay.
Thank you, Tito.
Okay. Thank you very much.